Okay, I'm at Pevely, running the midget. Going to start with the stock iRacing Pevely setup. Uh, just kind of looking at the setup a little bit. Tire pressures, stagger. Um, See if there's anything that stands out. It's been a while since I've really played with a lot of this stuff. I'll give it a minute for anyone that wants to look at what settings we can play with. Obviously, we can change bump stiffness, rebound, shock collar, which basically means ride height, spring rate on the shocks. You can change torsion bar diameters, wheel spacings. I'm assuming that means means you can move it out or in. Um, yeah, so not a ton of major changes you can do, but I'm just gonna run some laps, maybe about 10 laps or so, and see see how it feels and what kind of lap time I can do. This first time out on the dirt in a while, and these cars are pretty crazy anyway, at least for me to drive. So let's just see what happens. Yep, and I got no sound. Okay, hold on a sec. Okay, there we go. Well, that's interesting. Huh. I did not know you could change the valving on the fly. That's interesting. Okay, here we go. So right away, the steering is so quick that I feel like I got a setting wrong. So hold on just a minute. Yeah, that's why I was playing the F1 game and my steering sensitivity was at 360, and I got a 900-degree wheel. So that's part of it. Let's try this again. Still pretty jumpy, but okay. Let me, before I do too many laps, let me try changing that field of view so you can see what my hands are doing. go back the other way. Might actually be able to do that inside the car. But, well, that's a little bit better. We'll try this. So I'm struggling once I feel like I'm ready to get up to speed. Oops. I feel like I'm running a pretty good clip through the corner. I don't know if I'm just taking the corner too fast. But when I do, the back end just swings around like it's way too loose. But I think it's a little bit in my technique. I'm going to try just taking it easy a few laps this time and see if I can just make some consistent laps. Oops. Definitely going to take a few laps to get consistent. I don't feel like it's even worth playing with setups yet until I can run consistent laps, so this might take a little bit. See, if you go in the corner too hard, then the back end just wants to swing out, and it's very hard to control it when it does. Not much time during the lap where you can actually go full throttle. I feel like I should be able to, but in order to make it around the track, I can't yet. I also feel like my steering wheel I'm using is a little too big. I feel like I need a smaller wheel just so I don't have to move my hands as much to put wheel into it. Alright, I'm going to try, before I mess with any of the other setup stuff, see if there is something for the steering ratio. Maybe I can change that and it's all the way low. I can't make it any quicker. And and the pitman arm is all the way out, so that's not going to work. And for Chris, I know you have messed with iRacing, but you can kind of read at the bottom when you hover over any of the arrows. It'll tell you what it thinks that the change is going to make to the setup, and I'm kind of reading it too because I'm not 100% familiar with what it could possibly do. I'm going to actually try slowing down the gearbox. I know it's probably not going to work, but I'm just going to try it and see what it does anyway. I just feel like I'm all over the place. It's actually not that bad. Just kind of calm things down a little bit, but I'm still getting that on entry. It just wants to rotate too much. I'm sure it's line sensitive too, and I'm not running nearly consistent enough of a line to where I would feel comfortable racing anybody online yet. I definitely would wreck the hell out of them. Yep, jump the cushion. Yep, too deep. Alright, let's try, we're going to try tightening the car up. Um, that's interesting. It says more rear stagger means more understeer off throttle. Okay, well, we're going to try more stagger because that's where I feel like I'm losing it, is off throttle on entry. It feels like it's rotating too much, so let's see if that actually fixes it. Well, it definitely made it looser on throttle. Eh, I don't like that. Uh, it's like once I feel comfortable and want to gas it more, then it goes back to what it was doing before, and it may just be my technique still. I'm still not running consistent enough laps, but so I'm not going to mess with tire pressures yet. I'm going to try. So you said wheel spacing. We're going to try. So if it says if we move it out, it's going to make it freer, which means I'm going to move it all the way in, and let's just see what happens on the right rear. That was a quick lap, but still, it may be what I'm doing on entry. I may be trying to push the entry too much, and I need to back the corner up and just kind of regroup here and try again. It's pretty easy to get way ahead of yourself, and sometimes, especially in practice, I've just got to back off a minute and kind of reset yourself. But um, well, I guess we're going to be resetting. I don't know that I really gained anything making that change. We're going to give it one more try, and we did good for making one quick hot lap, but I don't feel like it made it any more consistent or easier to drive. Feels like it gets like a little too sideways, and then the whole car just kind of bites in and wants to take off to the outside. Like, still just turning in way too much for my liking. I feel like I could get on the gas sooner if I could get it tightened up on entry. Alright. I think we're at 18 and a quarter. So when you get into messing with the torsion bars, this definitely affects your ride height, and for me, I got to think about it a little bit to get it right, and don't really know what I'm doing. I think I'm going to Right now we got 49 on the cross weight. Um, and we're running full of fuel too, so that's, but, and to stay consistent, I'm going to leave the fuel alone. I don't see any point in messing with that right now, even though normally I would want to put as little fuel in it as possible. Uh, well, let's just try. So looking at ride heights, we're 13.46 right now. I'm going to, now you have to apply that, and then, yeah, see, so it's 1268. Now I got to bring that up to 1346. And couldn't get there all the way. But what did that do to our cross weight? So that actually tightened it up. We're going to try that and see if it did tighten it up. That was a quick lap. And now I'm right back to lose on entry. I'm going to reset and try again and not focus on the lap time so much and just try to be consistent, which is almost impossible in this car. At least for me, anyway. Almost feel like I went too far. I'm going to try backing that off a little bit. Actually, yeah, I'm going to back it off a little bit. So, just going to do one. Did not change the ride height because we got it maxed out anyway. The ride height is went in the direction we needed to go to keep it consistent with where we started. So I don't know why that's important. I just know I've seen guys talk about that, and you always want to make sure the ride height goes back to where you were. There may be an ideal ride height for this car, but I have no idea what it is yet. So as I was going there, I was thinking, that inside line's where I got the quickest lap time, and so I kept moving down, and then boom, wrecked it. And I think the problem was I turned in too early. I need to turn in a little bit later and do that, and it would probably work better. We're going to try it again. Problem is, there's a really fine balance. If you don't get turned in soon enough, then you're pretty much running the rim all the way around the corner, which isn't necessarily the fastest, and then you jump the cushion and mess up the whole lap. Definitely a very sensitive car to drive. Well, I felt like I was doing a little bit better that time, but the longer I ran, the more inconsistent I'd get. It's definitely a workout. I mean, my hands are like tired just from holding the wheel and sawing it. Trying to think of what other things we want to try. We haven't played with any tire pressures yet. I kind of liked the way the car felt. At least I found a line that I could make work. Um, let's just see for the hell of it what moving this outside wheel all the way out does. Not really messing with the inside because I don't think it's going to do very much, but if you want me to test that and see what happens later on, we can do that some other day, but I really don't see the point right now. I just kind of want to see what this does. It's definitely looser. Well, those were some of my best lap times, at least. 12.9, that's not bad. I don't know what a good lap here is, but from where we were, kind of all over the place before, but I don't know. I'm not really sure what to try. And I think what I'm going to do is just definitely wearing the right rear tire quicker than the rest. I don't know. I'm just going to post this video and then you can look at it. If there's some other settings you want me to try, experiment with, see how it shows you what the hot pressures are, how it built up quite a bit in the right rear. Didn't build up any in the left front at all. We're not even really using the left front. Can change stagger in the front if you want. I don't know. I'm gonna call it good on this video and see if I can post it. And then if you got time to watch it, fine. And let me know what other settings you want to try. There's the setup page, and we'll try some stuff and see what it does.